Hey, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to get more calls, more store visits, more bookings, and eventually more customers from the Google Business Profile. If you're currently using Google Business Profile Manager, please let me know in the comments below and make sure to stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to share with you some amazing tips to make the most out of your Google profile. My name is Tim Carlett, I'm the founder of Hyperix.com, where I share exclusive local SEO tips and strategies, and be sure to sign up to my newsletter if you're serious about improving your rankings on local search. Okay, let's go. Qualify for a listing. Sounds boring, I know, but seriously, you don't want to create a new Google Business Profile just to get suspended right after you've optimized it. So here's the 2 criteria for being eligible to create a profile. Number 1, you need a physical location where customers can visit you. Or number 2, you travel to customers where they are. Only these 2 business types, hybrid models work too, are eligible to setting up a Google Business Profile. Profile verification. You want to make sure your business gets visibility on the local search results. And the only way to be 100% sure about that is to verify your profile. There are many verification methods. The most common method is receiving a postcard from Google. It's just important for you to know that the verification address you're going to be using when verifying a business profile is the location that determines ranking positions. This is really important. Once again, the verification address determines ranking positions. Since local search is dependent on distance to the searcher, Google needs a location for determining that distance to the searchers. So make sure to choose your business address wisely if you still can. And good luck with the verification. Business name strategy. Yeah, what kind of business are you without the name, right? So obviously, we have to find a business name. However, Google uses the GBP name as a strong ranking factor, so if you want to take advantage of that, you should consider changing your name and adding keywords to it. For example, if you're running a local truck repair business, it would make much more sense to add truck repair to your business name instead of just using AF and Junior, I and C. Google is focused on relevance, and a keyword in your business name would increase just that. I highly recommend you to do this, and also highly recommend you to read Google's guidelines before doing so, as it's not unlikely to face a suspension strike due to this tip. But I want to be clear and I want to explain to you why a business name change can be challenging in the first place. It's not because Google doesn't want you to have an unfair advantage over your competitors. No, that doesn't matter to Google. What matters is that the business name you're using on Google should reflect the business name you're using in the real world. In other words, Google doesn't want to confuse its customers, which are your customers as well. So if you're operating under a different name, that might be confusing to the people using Google's local search engine, then you may risk being penalized. In order to avoid any penalties, make sure your website, the stationery, and every other marketing material speaks the same language. The bottom line is, align your business name to the rest of your business presence. What you can also do is to get a DBA. DBA stands for Doing Business As, and implies that you're officially entitled to doing business under a specific name. Because if you get suspended for violating Google's name guidelines, you can simply send them the DBA confirmation and they will usually reinstate your business right away. Pick the best categories. This is one of the most critical things you need to do. Google uses business categories to determine the type of business someone runs. If you're an auto repair business, you really want to consider using a category that is somewhat related to the term auto repair. That can be auto repair shop, tire shop, truck repair, trailer repair, RV repair, you name it. There are many categories that you can choose from. So how do you know what categories to choose? Well, that requires some research. So what I'm suggesting you to do is to get a Plapper Chrome extension that allows for spying on your competitors' Google Business Profile categories. You can add one primary category that is supposed to cover your primary service, and you can add up to 9 additional categories that cover your side services. So what you should be doing is search for your main business keyword and see what categories are used among the top ranking positions and use it for yourself. Additional categories aren't super important, but you can get inspired by looking at the Plapper category list from your competitors. In any case, you should only add categories that are related to your business. Don't make the mistake and add irrelevant categories. Make use of local justifications. Google justifications are a great way to spice up your local search results. They're basically little snippets Google adds to the local search listings whenever a search query matches a specific piece of content or information on your profile or your website. If you don't know what justifications are and want to learn more about them and how they increase your click-through rate, I highly recommend you to watch a video I've recently created that will explain just that. You will find the link to the video in the description below. I encourage you to try them out and find a strategy that works for you. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Pinpoint service areas. Especially if you're running a service area business like a cleaning service or a gardening service, basically all the business types that serve their customers at the customer's location, you should carefully choose your service areas on the Google Business Profile. Google suggests that the boundaries of your overall area should not extend farther than about 2 hours of driving time from where your business is based. To be honest, 2 hours is very vague, and from my experience, it's better to select your service areas based on where your existing or previous customers are coming from. That makes sure you target the right people and you target them the right way. Because it might be that someone who's not that far away and wants to contact you feels off about a huge service area. Most customers want a service as fast as possible, and they also want someone who doesn't require long distance traveling to their location in case they have an immediate need. If you're a pure service area business with no physical storefront, be sure to clear the address field and only enter your service areas. Google doesn't want its customers to show up at the location where they can't receive the service. This is considered a bad user experience. Business hours. This is certainly one of the most obvious things you've got to do to complete your Google profile. However, many businesses confuse their customers with inconsistent and hard to remember hours, and they also don't keep their hours up to date. Seriously, and you probably know this yourself, there's nothing more frustrating than visiting a local business after checking their Google profile just to learn they're closed at that particular time. Phone number strategy. If you want your customers to place trust in your business, you should use a local phone number. Not just some type of call forwarding number that you got for cheap. Use a local number, as that's exactly what your potential customers feel most comfortable dialing with. You still want to track your calls to improve your marketing. You can use a local call tracking number. All you need to do is sign up with CallRail. CallRail is a call tracking service that allows you to add a local call tracking number to your Google profile. If you want to check it out, I've added a link to the CallRail in the description below. What you need to do to make this work on your Google profile is that you add your call tracking number from CallRail as the primary number and your real business phone number as the secondary contact number. Why would we do that, you ask? We do that because we want to keep the connection between our real phone number and the phone number that is used on all the other citations across the web. If we didn't add our real number as a secondary contact number, Google might get confused and may think that this business is not the same as on the rest of the citations. Add your business website. Since Google takes organic rankings into consideration when determining local search rankings, it's absolutely essential to create a bridge between your website and your Google profile. If you're running a multi-location business, I recommend that you add the specific location page URL to your listing. The reason for that is that you want to hyper-target your local audience. For example, let's say you have one Google business profile registered in Brooklyn, another one on Long Island, and a third one in Queens. The last thing you want is that someone from Queens lands on a page that targets Brooklyn's people, or a homepage that targets everyone. You want the Brooklyn people to feel addressed when they arrive on your site, just as much as you want the Long Island people and the Queens people to feel addressed when they arrive on the pages that are meant for them. So if you're running a multi-location business, be sure to add your specific location page URL to the Google listing so that your customers are going to say, yes, that's what I was looking for. GBP Services. In order for your customers to see what kind of services you're providing, you really should add all of your services to your Google profile. Some customers will look you up online and search for the specific services they're looking for. If they can't find those services on your profile, they're gone, and they most likely won't come back. So this is an easy way to increase your conversions. Another great tactic to be sure you're listing all of your services is through expanding the service page section on your website. Your website is one of the most important entities that Google uses to get information about your business. So what Google does is it pulls the services from your website to your Google profile automatically. All you have to do is accept and update them. If you're not content with the suggested services, just remove them. GBP Products. Even if your business doesn't offer any products, I recommend you to use the products section and list your services there. Google doesn't provide us with options to upload service-related pictures. That's why we should leverage the products section and list our services there as well. Also, make sure to add a description and a link to your specific product or service page on your website. That will also pass some link traffic to the particular page. Photos and videos. Marketing a business online is pretty much like trying to match someone on Tinder or Bumble. The chances to convert increase with your level of attraction. That means your business looks just as good as your worst picture. So if you want to increase your conversions dramatically, especially if you're running a business that's pretty much depending on aesthetics, like a bakery, a hair salon, or a dentistry, you should only upload high-quality images and videos. I recommend you to avoid stock photography and instead take the photos yourself. So here's a great tip. If you don't know how to take great pictures, no worries. Hire a local professional. You mostly find them on Instagram. All you need to do is search for local photography related hashtags and try to find someone with a decent following. That person will most likely share some of the images of your business on their Instagram account, which means free promotion for you. Review strategy. According to a recent consumer study by Bright Local, only 2% of customers don't read online reviews, while 77% read them at least regularly. That's why you should pay a lot of attention to receiving reviews on a regular basis. Reviews aren't only a ranking factor, they're a huge conversion factor. They're especially important when the reviews are relevant and thoroughly written. So be sure to get as many relevant reviews as possible. Also, be sure to reply to them right after your customers left the review. Customers don't only look at the reviews, but also what you have to say about them. This is especially important when you reply to negative reviews. So how do you reply to negative reviews? Well, my strategy is apologize, apologize, apologize. I can't stress this enough. No matter if the customer is right or wrong or has done something really crazy, not only the particular customer who left the review wants to see an apology, but also all the people that read your reviews. Because they want to learn about your social skills. They want to learn about your character and whether you're an evil person or a nice person. Because they don't know anything about the situation. They don't know the details. All they see is how you reacted to that negative review. And if you do this in a great way, you can decrease the power of that negative review tremendously. So make sure you get into apology mode and thank the customer for their feedback. Even if it sounds destructive or just not nice, apologizing and thanking them for the review increases your chances of getting the review removed again by the customer. Because what you also want to do is provide your reviewer with a way to contact you to solve the problem. This way, my clients have been getting negative reviews removed on a monthly basis. Seriously, that tactic just works really well and I can only encourage you to stick to it. Google Business Posts Strategy. Google Posts are a great way to promote your business. The posts are mostly seen by potential customers that browse through your profile. Most of them want to learn more about your business. If you're publishing relevant and up-to-date information on a regular basis, that has the potential to actually increase your conversion rate. Because when someone's checking you out on Google, they want to know what you're up to right now. And maybe they need that little push of persuasion to do business with you. There are 3 different types of posts that are relevant: offers, updates, and events. With the offers post feature, you want to promote your sales, your specials, and all kinds of offers. In the updates section, you can talk about almost anything, as long as it's relevant. And by relevant, I mean sharing timely, relevant information. That can be news posts, posts about latest projects, before and after projects, behind the scenes photos and videos. There's basically no limit. With the events post feature, you can promote the events that you're hosting at your business. Just be sure to add all relevant information that your customers would need to know about. Another great point that I want to add here is that snippets of text from Google Posts can actually appear in the search results. Google pulls snippets from posts to the local search listing as justifications if they're relevant to the search query. So make sure to not only post visual content, but also enough text to increase the click-through rate on local search through those justifications. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, or you want to learn more about justifications, check out my previous video about Google justifications and how they can impact your click-through rates. Alright, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I really hope you can use the tips in this guide to improve your local SEO. I also shared a Google Business Profile checklist with you in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop your questions and feedback in the comment section. I'd really love to hear from you. See you in the next video. Bye.